Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're talking about conditional statements in geometry. So this unit is all about logic and writing and how we make arguments. And so you'll be making arguments in math. And the first part of making arguments is learning what a conditional statement is. So a conditional statement is an if-then statement. If this, then that. So an if-then statement. You may want to write that down. Conditional is if-then, is an if-then statement. Okay. So here's how this works. If you study for your math test, then you will get a good grade. So there's an if-then statement. For our second one we have, if it is raining outside, then you will need a rain jacket. If x equals 3, then x plus 10 equals 13. So these are all if-then statements. Now, so you want to write that part down. Conditional is an if-then statement. The other thing you want to write down is this. Your if is your hypothesis, your then is your conclusion. So if we go back and we look at this, if you study for your math test, this part is your hypothesis. You study for your math test. Don't include the word if. Your conclusion, again, don't include the word then, is you will get a good grade. So hypothesis, it is raining outside. Conclusion, you will need a rain jacket. Okay? So make sure that you write down your if is your hypothesis, then your then is your conclusion. Okay, the other thing that's really important that you write down are these guys. Converse, we're going to switch. Inverse, we're going to negate. And contrapositive, we're going to do both. We're going to switch and we're going to negate. Write that down in your notebook. You are definitely going to want to refer to this. You should have a whole section of your notebook that is just notes on things that you're going to go back and refer to over and over again, because there's going to be a bunch of things that I'm going to have you write down that you're going to be doing. Okay, so now that we've got that, we have some practice ones. So this guy says, hey, turn these statements into conditional statements. So the example one, people at Disneyland are in California. We need to turn this into an if-then statement. So if people are at Disneyland, then they are in California. You do not want to say if they are in California, then they're at Disneyland. You want to keep it in the same order that it's in. If people are at Disneyland, then they are in California. Or if someone is in Disneyland, then they are in California. Okay, let's try another one. Pause the video. Oops, example two. Pause the video. Adjacent angles have a common vertex. Pause the video and try that on your own. If two angles are adjacent, then they have a common vertex. Remember, adjacent means just touching, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is write the conditional, converse, inverse, and contrapositive statements for the following. All right, golden retrievers are large dogs. Golden retrievers are large dogs. So the first thing we want to do is our conditional statement, our if-then. So give it a shot and let's see if you did it right. Our conditional statement is, if a dog is a golden retriever, then it is large. Now, here's what I also want you to do going forward. We are going to do a truth value in this. I want you to tell me, is that true or is that false? If a golden retriever, or if a dog is a golden retriever, then it is large. That's true, right? Golden retrievers are pretty large. Now, we're going to do our converse statement. Now, remember, our converse is when we switch these around. So we're going to take this, we're going to say, if our dog is large, then it is a golden retriever. If our dog is large, then it is a golden retriever. Is that true? No. And all you need in order to prove that not true is just a counterexample. So our counterexample is, if a dog is large, then it's a golden retriever. No, because there's things like Great Danes, right? Oh, I can't even spell. Great Danes would be an example of a dog that is large that is not a golden retriever. Okay, next we're going to do inverse. And for our inverse, this is where we negate our statement. So you'll see, oh, knocking things over. You'll see that we say, if a dog is a golden retriever, then it is large. We're going to negate it. If a dog is not a golden retriever, then it is not large. If a dog is not a golden retriever, then it is not large. No, because again, a Great Dane, that would be false. That we have a Great Dane. That would be a good counter example. Okay, the next one is our contrapositive. This is where we switch it and negate it. So we're not only going to switch, we're going to negate. So if a dog is not large, then it is not a golden retriever. If a dog is not large, then it is not a golden retriever. And that would be true, because if it's not large, then it's definitely not a golden retriever, because golden retrievers are large. So I would go with true on that one. So that is an introduction to conditional statements and converse, inverse, and contrapositive. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you have questions, let your teacher know. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.